All right, welcome to another video, and I just really want to quickly attend to this. So we've dealt with it doing the shapes, so let's do some face explanations. All right, so I'm not on my rendering PC, even though I would have showed you stuff. So but let me just go ahead and clean this workspace. Control A to select everything and quickly delete that. So navigating my way back to this point of origin. Yeah, so what I want to actually talk about is faces. Now, you notice quickly that you might be modeling and you notice that you have a face suddenly looking like this when you haven't applied the material. All right, so this is what we call a back face. All right, it's actually called a back face. And if you're also dealing with the basic modeling, you would know that there is things that we call normals. All right, so your normals, if you've done physics, I think during the glass prism exercise, you find out that your normals are lines that you draw that are vertical to the face. It's like let's say we have this very material right here, and when they say normal to this face, it means a line that comes from the very middle of this face, and it comes at angle 90 degrees outward. You could imagine like an electric shock making your hair stand out. All right, so but the idea of normals, it enables or allows 3D program to determine the part that the face of that shape is. Sorry, it helps 3D programs to know where the face is facing. All right, like we said, you need three vertices joined in together, close together to make a face. All right, three vertices, two vertices connected together will give you a line, and three vertices all connected together, or three lines connected together, will give you a face. All right, so when we have that face, how the program knows where the face is facing is with the normals. All right, so the normals enable things like reflection, enable things like orienting your faces to make the program know, okay, how does it treat this face? Is it tile? Is it marble? When you start adding material and stuff like that, there are many calculation, complex stuff going on there. But I just want you to understand that faces are very important, and where your face is, always model in black and white. Then when you're done with your models, before you begin to paint, all right? Because this thing right here that you see that the face here is inverted could cause you a lot of problems during rendering. You could take it to a render engine, maybe like some of those games like render engines like Unreal and stuff like that, and suddenly you find out that your model is misbehaving or you can't even see the texture. It's a very complex situation. So I just want to take time and explain this to you, that when you have a faces, looking as such, one of the things you can do is click on the face with your select tool, click on the face, right click, and do reverse faces. You want to ensure that all faces are white. That shows that the face of that face is facing outward or facing the right direction. If I should zoom into this model, like if I should just quickly zoom into this model, you see that inside this model, all the faces are kind of grayed in that sense. So you know that, okay, these faces are facing the right place. So if I right click on one of these faces, I click on my select tool and right click on one of these faces, you see suddenly this face is now facing inward. And if I come out and look at that face, you see that is actually facing inward. You want to, as much as possible, avoid that. That could give you a lot of headaches during rendering. All right, so let me just quickly see some of the things I listed out. So that's that for normals. I'm just giving you basic explanation. There are deeper explanations about these things out there online, but I'm only going to teach you what you need for this course. I'm not really here to turn you into a 3D nerd. All right, but I just give you the basic things you need to get by for now, because you grow into knowledge. All right, so that's that for the normals and for the faces. All right, so we have snapping and influencing. I think I explained that in the last video, but what that is simply enables you to get accuracy. For example, if I want to move, you begin to see that point that allows to be like, okay, I should move it from the midpoint, and see that, you see this is end point, and then the one appearing here is on edge, and many other things. And when I want to move it, let's say I select this whole shape and I want to move it, you find out that I could move it along this axis. You see that line that line that's coming out is helping me to move it. Say for example, I have a rectangle here and I want this thing to move in respect to this angle here. If I put my point here and begin to drag, you notice immediately it's inferencing that line and it's like, wait, pull from point. That point, notice I didn't do anything. All I did was to put my mouse there and then pull from there. It's now pulling along the x-axis. If I pull upwards from that point, sorry, it's going along the axis there. But if I still come this way, it's going along this axis. So there are powerful things like that. So if I want to do a line tool, I could want to draw a line from this midpoint vertically, all the way vertically down. So if I come out with my line tool, I click there, I can just, you see how the whole snapping thing and inferencing thing just works to give me accuracy. So I could just draw perfect axis from that point to this point. All right. So if it's a free-form 3D software, the SketchUp is so harsh with its snapping that it won't allow you to draw off key. If you're using something like Blender, that you could have free movement without good ton of snapping. So you could literally draw this to this point and you think you're drawing to the midpoint. Meanwhile, you just clicked on the air and the line will just be hanging somewhere like this. You get. So that's one of the powerful things about SketchUp. It gives you that ability to draw things accurately. All right, so that's that about the listing. So whenever you're drawing things, always know that midpoints will always come up. All right, midpoints will always come up. All right, so that being said, I think we would. So curved faces and smooth faces are just things that you notice when you're drawing circles. If you're drawing circles, you notice that there's a way the face is just smooth as opposed to when you're drawing polygons. All right, so we'll go into in-depth with that later, but if I wanted this face to be smooth, I could hold my eraser to hold shift and clean these lines. Sorry, not shift, control, and it will smooth out that face. All right, we just smooth out the face and make it, rounded. It's just a way of telling the computer to treat it differently. All right, so thank you so much. I think we'll talk about merging, grouping, selection, and components in another video. So I'll catch you next time. Uh, Goodbye and see you in the next video. Thank you so much.